G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. I'm standing in front of my compost pile here, which is pretty much finished and just about ready to be bagged. So we're about to talk about this conversation of being self-sufficient, and is it really possible, and how hard is it, and how far should we go? Like, what are the goals? Where do we get to? There's a famous guy who says just be self-sufficient in something. So if you know who that is, leave it in the comments box down below. And if you might notice, had a haircut. Yep, trimmed off the sides, feeling a bit more airflow around the hat here. Anyway, away from the jokes, talking about self-sufficiency. Now, if you've been following my channel, you'd notice that I grow a lot of food here. And I generally talk about getting, when you first start out, to work on getting around that 30% of food on your plate. Well, we're talking sort of vegetables and herbs and, you know, in the cooking and all that type of stuff. And we've worked up to anywhere between 50 to 75%. There are days when we get around 80, 90%, but that's not very common. And, you know, I'm on a pretty good size urban block here, and the front yard, I'm able to make compost. I've taught myself over the years, because I used to sell food to the restaurants, and make my own compost to grow the food because I can never get anything decent. And people started asking, well, can I buy your compost, Marty? I'm like, yeah, I think you can. And so I started bagging it and selling it. And that brought me into a closer way to be self-sufficient. Obviously, we have this channel as well. And, you know, look, some people get rich being YouTubers. I'm not one of them, not so far anyway. But I'm able to share my knowledge and give back to the world. And in return, I get a small income from it. But honestly, the compost can do much better at certain times when we've got a lot of it. Oh, that sun's getting hot there. I'm gonna just tie this up so I don't get sunburned today. I've already put a bit of sun cream on, but not on the front here. So anyway, getting off track. Self-sufficiency. I believe that it's all different for everyone, right? Because not everyone can have a big space. A lot of people only have small spaces. So I look at it that way, of a percentage of what can we get to, because then what we're doing is we're creating these little goals, these little dreams that are achievable. And it might only be, well, you only get a certain percentage amount of food on your plate every week. It might be a percentage of food that you grow of a couple of different crops that you can turn into a different homestead style products that you would put on your shelf, such as canning and fermenting and you know, making up sauces and things like that. Like we have the basil, we've got oregano here, we've got parsley and garlic chives. And I just need to, I don't have any garlic growing, but I can go and buy a bit of garlic. And, you know, we've got tomatoes as well. Well, not so much now because of the rain, but when we do have that, I can actually make up a little sauce quite quickly. And it costs pennies on the dollar, really just my time for growing it and taking care of it. And the taste is sensational, especially when I make the pizza sauces with the tomato and the oregano and everything in there. And I mash it all up in the mortar and pestle and put it in with a bit of olive oil and rub it into the base of the pastry, which I don't make, I buy myself. I have to learn how to do that. But, you know, I think you see where I'm coming from. So if we look at percentages and make goals and work towards those little dreams of setting those goals, then I believe that we can truly get there and become more self-sufficient. Now, I'd love to hear what you've got to say about that, what your thoughts on it. I know it's a huge topic, it's highly debatable. Many will agree and disagree, but I think it really comes down to what your goals are. And some people want to go 100% self-sufficiency. I know that, you know, that off-grid thing was pretty big. And I've got a friend who lives down the coast. He's a worm farmer. And Peter, you watch some of the old videos, and he lives with his family totally off-grid. And they get along quite fine. But it's a lot of work. And, you know, he's had to isolate himself into a very small community to pull that off. And I probably need to give Peter a call soon and see how he's going. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments box down below. I've got to get into some bagging. I'm going to do this because it brings in some cash flow into my little micro farm, self-sufficient space here, and helps pay the bills. So that's a part of what I do, and I highly recommend that you consider some type of cash flow if you're going to go and try and get more self-sufficient. All right, have a great day. Happy gardening. We'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.